Cup Studio, live. 2021 GSL SuperTournament Season 3.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Super Tournament. So far, it has been a great day one. 2 reverse all kills.
Yeah,
That's
not what I expected.
Yeah, well, especially the way it went down. Like the fact that RagnaroK wins the first 2 games against Trap. Like what?
Yeah,
That's
he was
wild.
playing really, really well.
Yeah.
I mean, Trap kind of said in his interview before the break that he felt like maybe RagnaroK was getting a little bit nervous there towards the end, the way that he was moving his army and that kind of thing. And I mean, if you are RagnaroK and you're playing here offline against Trap, like the best Protoss in the world, arguably, makes sense. So it wasn't quite able to close it out, but a really good showing by him.
Yeah, and it played fantastically. ByuN as well, taking the first 2 games off of KeeN. KeeN kind of solidifying his play and coming back with some really stellar defense in those final 3 games. So it's been an awesome night. Now that being said, I think these next 2 matches are more one-sided, right?
Yeah, on paper it definitely looks that way. I mean, Rogue, he's been one of the best Zergs in the world forever. It feels like.
Yeah, really. It's
like
been 4 or 5 years of this guy being dominant.
Yeah, he's just absolutely amazing. And I mean, KeeN, I think, as you were saying before in the ad break, like it feels like he is a little bit underrated. But he's definitely got his work cut out for him here against.
Well, I mean, you make money over the long term if you just only bet on Rogue, basically, right? Like he's just such a winning player. So to look at him against KeeN, this is like a pretty big mismatch. Then of course we're gonna have Dark versus Creator coming up at the end of the night.
Yeah,
and
which
it's like
again, Dark is one of those Zergs. I mean, we got a handful of them in Korea, and they're all dominating.
Yeah,
and it's a tough map,
especially
tough
against
matchup.
Creator as well. Like Creator he's on his like 9th bad year in a row, you know? Like in 2012 he was a killer. He's actually been doing a little bit better lately, which I like to see, but he's an emotional player. He's had a hard time and we just haven't seen the results out of him.
Yeah, hopefully he's got some stuff prepared for us here against Dark. I mean, certainly going to take some hat tricks to beat him in a best of 5, you know?
I know,
it's got to work it out for him. But
Dark has very few bad days. Like even Rogue has bad days, but like Dark, I feel like the lowest level of Dark's play is very, very strong, you know?
Yeah, that's a very good point. He's like Captain Consistency, yeah.
Yeah, he hangs on. All right, so there are our results that we were just talking about thus far.
Yeah, 2-3-2s, man. What if we're gonna get any more Game 5s here tonight?
I would like that. I think that would be really interesting, especially if it's this match. But I think this match is the least likely to see that, unfortunately.
Yeah, Rogue is kind of a force to be reckoned with. I mean, this is the player that came over to StarCraft 2 in Heart of the Swarm, so kind of a late starter. Of course, a lot of the Kespa players. Yeah. Starting quite late, but since then, I mean, he's just continuously grown in skill as a player. And as of now, I mean, like, it's him and a handful of other Zergs just completely dominating the Korean scene, and it doesn't look like they're going to be unseated anytime soon.
No. In fact, really, when you look at, like, if you look at the actual records people have, this guy is the GOAT in StarCraft 2. He's won the most impressive stuff. So when you put him up against someone like KeeN, and you can see KeeN's record this year, he hit around a 16. Not bad. I mean, he is a good player. I actually really like KeeN. I like his style. I like the way he approaches the game.
He's old school.
Yeah, he is. He's been around forever, man. And I really like his play overall, but this is a tough one for him. No doubt about that.
Interested to see what kind of builds we have from him. As here we have the map list. Set 1 will have Curious Minds, then back to 2000 Atmospheres, Blackburn, Hardwire, and Glittering Ashes, which actually was vetoed in the first two series. So this is the first time we're going to get a look at that this game.
Well, hopefully we get to set 5.
Well, yeah,
right?
I guess you're right. Yeah, we don't play all 5 of the 3.
It's not necessarily a fixed thing yet.
But to be fair, 100% of my GSL cast series have gone to a Game 5.
That's true, actually. You're a good luck charm. It's funny how that goes sometimes. I remember every day I ever cast with Caldor was the fastest day there ever was of GSL.
German efficiency.
Well, I guess so, yeah.
It is the will that sheer will made those players win and lose. All right, here we go. Map number 1, Rogue versus KeeN.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Afrika Freaks, KeeN.
Now, I like KeeN's mech against Zerg pretty much. Like I think he's a very strong mech player. Really, in any matchup, he's quite good at it. I would like to see from him some mech here today, but with map 2 being 2,000 atmospheres, that's a really great map to open BC on, and BC goes into mech very cleanly. So that makes me wonder, like, do you skip going mech in map 1 so that you can kind of pull it out in map 2, or does that matter?
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I wonder. Maybe if mech is his game plan, I wonder if we're going to be seeing any kind of timing pushes out of him in the early game. Like we were mentioning on the break, you said something that we might see a Hellbat push.
Yeah,
coming out from KeeN in this series.
I think I kind of only half jokingly said what we're going to see here is 2 mech games and a Hellbat all in.
But I mean, this
then 3-0.
This looks like a map for it. I mean, like,
sure.
This is a pretty short rush distance compared to some of the other maps we have in the pool. I mean, if we're going to go for a Hellbat all in, you can get across the map very quickly.
Third base pretty open, right?
Yeah, it is quite open. I mean, we saw RagnaroK move across the map pretty easily with all his queens to get on trap.
Yeah, very true, very true.
So, I have to see, but I mean, so far, just going to the Marine, getting expansion factory, could really be anything from here. But yeah, that is a very good point. I do think if 2,000 atmospheres is the map that we're going to go mech into, we might just see that timing here on map number 1.
That I could definitely see that being the case. Okay, he does grab that second gas. He is getting the reactor right now next to that factory, of course on the barracks, but I'm sure he'll float that over. Yeah, it'd be like, no matter what he's doing, he wants reactor to Hellions in the beginning. That's a given. But
yeah, Hellions are pretty good in the early game.
Yeah, I think most of this series, like, the kind of interesting part should be what KeeN's plays are, right? Because he's had time to prep for this, and I'm sure he looks at Rogue as an incredibly difficult opponent, so gonna bring out his absolute best and trickiest stuff.
Yeah, just using the barracks strictly to make add-ons as well now. Going to the tech lab there for the starter port, and I don't know. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what he busts out in this one.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, is he going to go Banshee, you think, here? Or are we going to see a BC rush? It could, I mean, it could be a BC rush.
I was thinking Banshee, but
it feels like Banshee right now.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we go. There's Cloak.
Okay.
I mean, Hellions and Banshees are kind of like, it's kind of classic. I mean, this goes back to like 2010, 2011 in terms of openings. They pretty consistent. They work pretty well together. And I guess the question there is this going to be like a full transition into mech behind this? Is he going to try and find some kind of timing? Because maybe you will be able, maybe you can mix in Banshees with some kind of timing attack if you get good damage done. If you get a lot of drones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you can actually go a Hellion Banshee and go into something like Hellbat, but he actually starts at 3rd CC.
Yeah.
Oh, Nidus. Okay, well, Rogue might be in one of those moods today where he just all-ins like every single game. He does this,
No,
man.
you're right. Yeah, I'm laughing because it's true. I've seen him in those moods in GSL before. It's definitely something. It might turn this whole series on its head, considering can't really make a lot of mech units before the Nidus gets up in your base.
You know, Hellions are like the worst thing against this too. It's just like they're out on the map and they don't kill buildings, roaches, or queens quickly. So
yeah, if you had them in your base, like I know, like you got to pull SCVs to get on the Nidus anyway, but he's not even going to see it. Oh, that's just it. That's it.
Add-on.
Yeah, I think you're actually right.
Nothing's.
Well, you know what? The Banshee can mess things up a little bit, right?
But he's gonna lose so many SCVs.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
have
the
sport crawlers
Hellions,
at home.
the Hellions and Banshees are out of position, so that's
Yeah,
like
that's
super it.
Hellions are going to try and get something done on the other side of the map. They're going to try and get some worker damage done, but I don't think anything is going to contest with this.
Oh.
I mean, like, even if you had 2 Banshees with Cloak in your main base right now,
Yeah.
like, I
It's
wonder
tough.
how many minutes it would take to clear out this army. It's a long time. It's a very long time.
And he makes an Overseer, of course, as well, so it's
Yeah.
even harder than that. Now, I mean, a lot of drones are being killed, but he's like over there microing that, and like, look at what he's trying to fight with here. It's so difficult. He is keeping the Banshees reasonably out of range and trying to repair against clean damage.
I mean, like, he's doing everything right. He's making the Marauders and the Banshees. Like, the control is good, but I feel like just getting completely blindsided in this situation is like is the crux of everything. And even, you know, not quite getting the starport where the Banshee comes down, but
you know, as the 2 Queens join, that's it, I think.
yeah,
like,
especially
that's,
with Transfuse.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
with the 1 damage Queen and only 3 Queens against 3 Banshees, like, oh, maybe he can kill this off, but no, 2 more popping out with a high energy. That's that. Okay, Rogue just sweeps him away in that first game.
looking completely disinterested in
Yeah,
everything too. He's like,
well,
go, next one.
He chose exactly the right thing. It was like Hellions out on the map, Banshee out on the map, and it was a 3rd command center, right? It wasn't even like any big follow-up. Oh,
catastrophic there for KeeN. And I guarantee you, if we pay attention now, every single game there will be a depot spotting for that from here on out.
I know, right? Oh,
That's one of those things that, like, you know you should do it, but sometimes, like, you're lost in thought and it just doesn't happen, and then...
But now his wall at the front won't be as quickly constructed, so Speedlings get in, ha-ha!
All right, here we go, map number 2, Rogue versus KeeN.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Afrika Freaks, KeeN.
Those wins feel like they changed the momentum so much in the series.
Yeah, and I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine because I've lost plenty of tournaments, but
Me too.
how KeeN feels, where it's like you have all these plans and ideas, and like you're like, if I play well, like anything can happen, and then like some cheese pops up and just slams you. You're hit by a Mack truck, and you're like, oh no, this counters me 100%, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
And it's just he has been butchered.
Back when I was a StarCraft 2 pro gamer, I was in the lineup for StarCraft 2 Pro League.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you got rushed.
I was on Prime. Oh, you remember, yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Kespa, so we were in a team league, and I was in the lineup like 3 or 4 times, and pretty much every time I was 4th, and pretty much every single time of those, not even pretty much, we all got 3-0'd, so I never got to play.
Yeah.
And then the one game that I did play, I made a build, and it was a beautiful build. I had stars in my eyes, amazing plans.
Yeah.
The only thing that I knew was if I got proxy gated, I would lose, no matter what. No matter what. And I talked to my practice partners. I'm like, do you think he's going to proxy gate me? And they're like, he doesn't want to lose to a foreigner. He won't proxy gate you.
Yeah.
He proxy gated me.
He did. And
I
I
lost.
remember watching that and just shaking my head because I'm like, Koreans always cheese the foreigners when they play them in something like this. There's too much pressure on the foreigner, man.
So I feel that pain every other time the Prime played. I was 4th in the lineup and we got 3-0'd, and I never played again. And the worst part about that too is in Pro League, you practice like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks for a map. And so just never happened, but
yeah.
It always hurts. Anytime
it
you have a
does.
beautiful plan and you just get cheesed, it's the worst feeling in the world. It sucks on ladder and
No
it
one
sucks
gets to
in
see
tournaments.
no one gets to see
Oh,
your beautiful mind.
It was
and-
such a good build.
Yeah.
It was a proxy oracle, the fastest possible oracle that could defend like a blink all in. Like, oh, it was magnificent. Magnificent.
Damn, I wish we could have seen it. These cheesy pro gamers, man. People like Rogue. All they care about is winning the money. It's so screwed up, man.
Where's their passion? You're in it for the money.
Where's the virtuosity? Come on.
We should all appreciate the game and its beauty. You know,
Yeah.
we're creating art. We're not in here for the career. We're in it for the art.
Yeah.
Anyway, everything kind of standard in this game. I mean, reactor going up for KeeN. Probably reactor Hellions. Yep, starting up again. And
the third CC is pretty quick.
yeah.
And I mentioned before that I thought it might be a battlecruiser rush here, just because this is the best map for battlecruisers, basically, because you have all that dead airspace behind your main, right? So it's like, if you teleport over, there's a place your battlecruiser can just go and sit until it has energy, or you want to bring it in again.
Yeah.
And there's basically nothing Zerg can do against that. So it's pretty common. It doesn't look like we're going to see it this time. I mean, we actually technically still could, but I mean, he's going Viking. He's actually going very quick stim with this very quick third command center. So that's interesting. The Viking clearly to push back overlords, and then the quick stim. I guess he's going to go for a very strong mid game with ByuN.
Yeah, I was really curious what that tech lab was going to do, because last game we saw for Cloak Banshee, and you're probably not doing that again in this situation, but going for the stim and adding even another Axon. I wonder if this is just going to be a third base into like a really, really tight timing.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. Now, that's a pretty quick medevac. Maybe it's like a Hellion drop to open too.
Yeah.
It's an interesting build, and it's like relatively greedy and trying to get damage done.
And I think the barracks position makes me think that he's going to be done with Hellions after this. He's going to start reactoring out Marines and then maybe go into siege tanks, and that's going to be like the crutch of the build. But actually, two NG bays. Oh, might be seeing a little bit more of a macro game coming out here from KeeN.
Yeah,
I mean, this could still be a timing.
Well, okay, so he's clearly going to land that third base. I mean, if you start 2 engineering bays, you don't just go all in from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're just going to see like really heavy macro rally push, like one of those parade pushes where it's just non-stop pressure. And if Rogue can break it, if he can maybe run some links around and counter harass, that's where KeeN will be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But something like this definitely packs a big punch.
Yeah. And this is a classic build too. I mean, this kind of playstyle goes back so long, and KeeN, like, he's a veteran. This guy's been playing since 2010.
Yeah. He has been around for a while.
So on the back foot, though, I mean, Rogue is also going for a double upgrade. So I think the timing window might only be a couple seconds for when those are really going to pay off and critical power. And it doesn't help the parade push too much, but Rogue, I mean,
he actually doesn't have his... That's combat shields. He doesn't have armor going, man.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he screwed up his upgrades.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not good at all. If I'm not mistaken, he also didn't get any drones there. It's a pretty immaculate defense.
Yeah, 1 or 0.
Yeah, he didn't like cancel the second engineering bay, did he?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's going in the armory?
Yeah, the armory's timed out. He's going to go back and find out. Either he screwed up and started them both on the same, or
that.
Yeah, he misclicked or didn't have the money at that moment, whatever it was. But that's really painful.
That really hurts.
Being down an upgrade, like, attack is so much more important than armor for Marines, but it's still important.
Especially against +1 Zerglings, because I mean, like, that +1 attack, I mean, Zerglings are kind of like Marines in that regard, where they do little damage but very rapidly. And the percent increase in damage output is insane with upgrade advantages. And yeah, just now starting +1 armor and...
Yeah, +1 Zergling attack actually percentage-wise is the best attack upgrade in the game. Plus 20%
really?
damage.
Yeah. This is going to be... It's tough. I mean, it's not game-ending for sure, but it's not what you want to see. Fortunately enough, though, these Lings not really finding any damage. KeeN kind of posturing on the map now. He doesn't want this creep spread to get any further than it has already.
It's pretty far out there.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue is one of those players who just has incredible creep spread. Oh, those Hellbats going down as well, and there's not much more here to defend the third base. A lot of drones, or a lot of SCVs are going to go down. Oh, the bailing connection too!
My God,
he
he's
catches
losing
them.
so much.
He catches them on the way back into the natural base, and then the siege tank almost goes down as well. I mean, he is going to get the 4th up behind this, and there is a drop in the main, but bailing's connecting in the main too. 29 SCVs going down. These Hellbats getting nothing done against these queens, and looking at the mini-map, and everything is just flashing bright red for the Terran player right now. This is a disaster.
Yeah, even killing that base doesn't really matter here. Rogue is still on 4 bases with 72 workers. This game is over.
That CC might even burn down. This is, everything just fell apart so quickly there for KeeN.
Yeah, more and more units are coming across. Look at this, Ling Bane rallying the siege tank on the high ground.
The depots are down, and they connect with 6 more SCVs. 31 workers left now. Getting flashbacks to that game earlier in the day. There are more dead SCVs than live SCVs in this game. Like, my goodness. Like, at this point, your SCVs, you're not building depots anymore. You're making graveyards. It's pretty depressing. I mean, KeeN's gonna try and pull a rabbit out of the hat here, but this is a losing battle.
Yeah, like he's got his +2 pretty well ahead. So I mean, he'll be up 1 upgrade, but that shouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at the supplies here. This is a Ling Bane based army. So the fact that it's at 54 supply means he's got way more than what KeeN has.
Yeah, you see it right there. That is a lot of Lings. And I mean, without siege tank support, without Widow Mines, which we're just not going to see this game, there's nothing really to contest this. Like, even drops, I mean, Lings on creep, they're so fast, it goes without saying, but it's going to be so hard to find any kind of damage anywhere on the map. I mean, I guess at this point, if you're KeeN, you're going to try and go for some kind of push and try to get like the best Marine spread in your life against Banelings, but even then, the Lings probably just clean everything up.
I honestly like looking at the creep spread, and like he's going towards lurkers, and it's Rogue, and his 2/2's finishing.
Oh,
like,
man.
I think if you took all the best Terran players in the world and put them all team melee on this game, they would not be able to beat Rogue.
Yeah.
Literally all of them. We have 15
These Banelings
Terrans
are
in
going
this
to connect.
game.
I can feel it. It's fate. No? No?
Oh, no.
Oh, he's baiting it. He's baiting it. He's like, come here.
Yeah, he wants this bad.
I want it too.
Yeah.
Give me some fireworks.
All right, 2/2 finishes up. Liberation zone set up.
That army is so small.
It's tiny.
He's going to drop 3 tanks over here, and I think that can cover a little bit of the back of the 3rd, and maybe you can drop Marines there and get something done, but
Looks like that's the plan at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good positioning.
Yeah.
If this was 4 minutes ago, it might be decent, but
yeah, that's about as good the positioning you're ever going to get in that fight, and it still doesn't go well. I mean, the macro advantage for Rogue is just
he's got his 3
insurmountable.
bases saturated, but look at the creep spread. Yeah, look at the base count. Going his 6 base in the top left against 3.
Yeah.
Lurkers, like 8 lurkers are morphing right now. It's
This army from Rogue is going to be unstoppable, it feels like, and going for a double drop, I think, is KeeN somewhere on the map. In the meantime, these Marines are going to try and push back the creep, but that's a losing battle. Is this army from Rogue is just so big, and I mean, usually you'd expect straight up Marines to beat Lings like that, but no, overwhelming numbers, and Rogue just kind of railroads his way to a victory there with a very, very impressive timing in the mid game.
yeah. Well, I mean, Rogue is very good. And not that KeeN is not, but he's trying to pull some stuff off here. Like that was a super fast 3rd CC. We saw what he was trying to do. It just these are hard things to pull off. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised neither game was what I was actually kind of envisioning from KeeN. Maybe we can see a mech game here on Blackburn. Definitely not a bad map for it, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the bioplay, it seemed... I mean, fundamentally, it didn't seem like it was flawed, but just being caught so wildly out of position there at the third base in the natural, and then, I mean, even running away the SCVs into banelings, that was like...
Rogue had every answer and every threat.
Yeah, 2-0 for Rogue now going into set number 3. Will this be a sweep, or will KeeN be able to find his way back?
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Rogue. Africa Freaks, KeeN.
I love how absolutely disinterested Rogue seems.
Yes, yes.
In every single game. And I mean, like, rightfully so.
Yeah. I know.
You can make a case for him being the GOAT. You know, like, there are a number of players that are close to that level historically, but...
Well, the almost not caring look is probably a big part of why he can do this, why he can, like, outplay everyone. And the thing is, he, like, if you look at him compared to most other top players, like, he will cheese more and mix in more risky stuff than most people, but he also has better end game than everyone. So it's like, it's just, he's so complete in his play and so ready. He reminds me of MVP like that, right? Where it's like,
my
MVP,
goodness.
like Game 7 against Squirrel, he's like, yeah, this is where you double proxy racks, of course. That's why I'm MVP, and that's the type of thing Rogue will do as well.
That was one of my favorite GSL games of all time.
I know, that was so.
That was such a good
ballsy.
series.
I know. I think everyone kind of agrees that was like the best ever.
Yeah. It was at such a beautiful time in StarCraft 2 where things were still kind of being figured out.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's always great, that aspect of RTS. There's a certain beauty to it. Not that you can't appreciate the game being, I mean, solved is the wrong word, but at this point, the meta is so stable, the players are so good, everything is just so ironclad.
Yeah, it's more about optimizations and things like that, like small deviations and whatnot. But yeah, the beautifulness of like a new, fresh RTS and kind of figuring those things out for the first time, it's
one of the best feelings in the world.
It really is. It really is. I love both aspects.
Yeah.
Definitely a different time.
I really like this by KeeN, actually. Delaying this third base, that is quite cute.
I like that a lot, because you got to send a queen down to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and it's a pain in the butt.
Rogue is floating 400 plus minerals, or he was, at least for a moment. Like, this is not his ideal macro, and even those lings being caught in the middle of the map, he's going to lose some of them.
Yeah. I mean, this is the most effective Reaper harassment that we've seen in a long time.
Right? Yeah, certainly.
Like, for a single Reaper being across the map.
Yeah, the SCV didn't even go down. No. I mean, like, you'd be happy with the trade even then. That was...
Slowed down the hatchery for a whole lot as well. Still going to get some scouting.
If I'm not mistaken, that is a very, very fast third CC.
Yeah, this looks actually like it's the same build from the previous game in a lot of ways. Yeah. Because it's like third CC into Starport right away. Okay.
I guess he's going to throw it in a tech lab.
Yeah. But is it going to be for Stim? I really hope not.
I think it's for Banshees. I mean, he's putting it next to the Starport.
Bansh.
Bansh.
I just shorted. I've casted StarCraft 2 now for like 12 years or something. It's the first time I shortened Banshees to Bansh. Like, you know what, guys? No, that's a thing now. He's going Banshes.
Banshees.
Who can say
You're
Banshees?
Not even really saving.
How much? Life is short. Like, who's going to say Banshees for 13 years? Not me. I'm no one's
Not
fool.
even really saving syllables here anymore. It's just like...
like the fact that I have to explain it eats up all the time it saves me for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I guarantee you if you refer to his Banshees when Nick gets back from vacation, you're going to have the same little spiel. Sink like 2 or 3 minutes into this, and then like, yeah, the window's gone. It's a very unoptimized build coming out from you today.
No, it's not the best. I thought I was SOS when I called him Banshees, but it didn't work out, you know. I guess I was SOS in a way. You win some, you lose some.
It's actually Marauders.
Yeah, this is the Hellbat push.
Hellbat, yeah.
All right, the Hellbat
all right. You said we're going to see one of them.
Yeah. Well,
haven't seen the mech.
Yeah, no, well, my prediction was pretty crap, but
To be fair, your prediction could still come true. You said 2 mechs and
oh, yeah, I guess.
2 mechs and a Hellbat all in. I guess this says 3 CCs, but
yeah,
I mean,
I guess it's not really that all in, but yeah, the concussive shells are an interesting add. It's just, well, the Hellbat part is kind of easy to predict.
Yeah.
Because, oh, he sees it.
Yeah.
He sees it. It's just like when you get a Terran and he's like his Zerg opponent's way better than him, they always mix in a Hellbat.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough push to stop if it catches you off guard, but I mean, the benefit of this is, for KeeN at least, is, I mean, it's unfortunate that it gets scouted, of course, but this isn't 2 CCs. He's not going completely all in with this.
Yeah, yeah.
It
and
looks
in fact,
like
he's just backing up and going mech. So
Yeah.
he's trying to make it up to me.
Yeah. You're getting both. You're getting 2 for 1 in this game.
Yeah. Wasn't much of an all-in. Like the thing is, I think that's like I'm not a big fan of Hellbat builds in general, like openers. But I mean, when you put in concussive shells, you're giving yourself a few more options, a few more things you can do, because that's one of the reasons why they never work is because queens can just kite them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope KeeN can turn this into an interesting game.
Yeah.
I have this feeling that we're going to see a Spire go down, and it's going to be gross.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling not too bad about his position. I mean, he hasn't really gotten any damage done besides the delay at the 3rd, which was fantastic, by the way. But at the same time, I mean, that's pretty much as fast as possible. You're going to get a 3rd CC up, and even Ro coming in and scouting all of that. Like, he was starting to throw down some spore crawlers and stuff like that. So he was, we're seeing Thors this sort of too. This is
yeah.
Cool mech.
Okay. So I have 2 thoughts on this. One is this might be Gumiho style mech. Thor drops. We haven't seen those for a long time because Gumiho's been in the military, right? He's back now, but so that could be interesting. The other thing is, I want to say I think that these 2 played on this map like in the last 2 seasons of GSL, and it was a mech game where Rogue destroyed him with mutas. Like made it look bad type of game. Oh look, it's going to be Gumiho style.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in a long, long time. There was actually, for people who don't know, there was a period of time where mech was completely not usable against Zerg. And then Gumiho rose out of the mech ashes with double Thor drops and brought it back. I believe it was actually a home story cup where he really debuted that beating top players.
Is this going to be a Hellbat Thor push?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's a lot of Banelings though.
Yeah, that's a big connection on the Hellbats. What a split. That split was insane, and these Thors are going to get down to queens. I mean, that's a lot of Lings left. They're not getting the best connections there on the Hellbats. Hellbats take most of them down, but that's...
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
didn't go quite as well as he would have hoped.
Yeah, what he lost though wasn't the most important stuff. It was it was the stuff you can remake. Like, he doesn't care about those Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, those Hellbats, like, they're big and bulky, but they cause as much as Zealots.
Yeah, I mean, Hellions are made to die. Like, you want them to kill stuff, but you know they're not making it to the end of the game.
Yeah.
You're not bringing them home and repairing them over and over, that's for sure. You know, it's not like the Thors. These things will get repaired.
Yeah.
All right, we have Blue Flame, so a little bit of kiting going on here.
It's unfortunate that Blue Flame was not around for that push. It's kind of a little bit of an anti-timing there. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered too much against the Banes, but it still would have been quite a bit more effective against the Lings that follow it up there. And oh, those Cyclones, are any of them going to get caught?
Ooh, no, he's fine.
Almost.
Blue Flame to the rescue.
Yeah, Rogue really wanted that, but no connections. There were the Banes.
Yeah, he's staying on the Ling Bane also.
Yeah, no Spire still. He's just going straight up in the Hive. I'm actually really starting to like this for KeeN.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like, there's definitely been some arguing back and forth whether Ling Bane can actually fight mech.
Yeah,
here we see he's got so much.
This surround is devastating. Oh, he's not even picking up the Thors.
Okay.
I don't know if something else was happening on the map, but I mean that army for KeeN was so powerful, but the thing that you must avoid is the Ling surround, because those are already upgraded Lings. They're gonna melt with a good surround on those units. I mean, The larger the unit is, the more damage the Lings are going to do to them just because of the way the surface area works with the connection. So
he's actually trying to head that off by getting like a lot of armor upgrades. He's almost done +2.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, like his Hellbat count was pretty much wiped, so that fight just got
and the Banes just do so well against them as well.
Yeah, and it's such a bummer to lose that. Have your Cyclone count reset there too. I mean, I feel like if he had just sat back and macroed a little bit more, get more Hellbats, but as it is, we're going to have Ro coming in here with a lot of Lings and Banes looking for connections on that orb. No, actually not getting the CC down. I think he's going for the kill.
Dude, if
that was a sick split.
And that was actually Rogue being a little bit indecisive as well. He didn't send enough to do anything. Like that went very well for KeeN right there. That was a bit wasteful for Rogue, no doubt.
Yeah, I thought he was either going to get more SCVs or he was going to commit and get the Planetary Fortress.
Yeah.
Or he was going to like, wipe the army.
Anything. But he did like 0 things instead. Like, he didn't really get anything there.
Yeah.
Lings come in and don't really care about these high damage single shot units. Still losing a lot of units in the mid.
He's bleeding a lot of units. I feel like KeeN really just needs to take a step back, take a deep breath, and start reconsolidating because his army, his production, it has the potential to produce an army that can excel in the mid game.
Yeah.
But he keeps missing critical mass.
Yes, yes. He's attacking with like little bits of army, and mech is all about the critical mass. Like you need to get enough that it starts to annihilate your opponent's army. And like in small amounts, they don't do anything.
Especially against Ling Bane.
Yeah, like, well, a Cyclone 1-on-1 will beat whatever you want, but like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about 10 units versus 20 units. It's like, oh gosh, that's just, you're not having good trades at all. And now we're looking at this attack that's maybe incoming.
Yeah.
Ooh, KeeN, like, does he have enough to hold that off right now? He doesn't, he only has 6 tanks. It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I don't want this to end right now with a 3-0. I want him to tighten up, get a good army. Let's have some good engagements.
Yeah, the Ultras really complicate this here for KeeN now. I mean, bleeding so many units early, like, if Rogue is able to pull off a big attack before KeeN maxes, I mean, KeeN should have been maxed moments ago, or he should have been able to push across the map and done more damage with a fully consolidated army. Instead, neither of those things happen, and that planetary is long gone.
Yeah, kills that off very, very quickly. Siege tanks and Liberators, not in high enough numbers to really affect that.
Yeah, and if you're Rogue right now, you just never want KeeN to max. You just want to keep whittling him away.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job at the moment. Look at this. Coming in from the other side, that one does get pushed back, but that's such a cheap attack.
Yeah.
1 Ultra and a bunch of Lings? That doesn't cost hardly anything.
Ultra almost going one-on-one with a Thor there. I don't see that very often.
It's like Pacific Rim, except the Bugs win.
Oh boy, look at this creep spread too. I mean, like,
and right now, Rogue is also getting ready for the possibility of KeeN not dying. He's going double Spire. So, you know, obviously if your opponent just will not die to this, those Spire upgrades are going to be important.
Yeah, that's a lot of Lings though. These units are spread quite well. Baneling connections going on the Hellions. No, not quite connecting. And actually, this is not the worst fight there for KeeN.
No, that goes all right.
Yeah. About as well as you could hope. In the meantime, 18 SCVs going down though. I think some of those were from the Ling run by and some from the Lings there at the 4th. But I mean, with mech, I was going to say the SCVs don't matter too much, but yeah, actually in this game they do matter a lot. Never mind.
He needs to actually push out and get something else. Rogue having 12 o'clock is the most worrisome thing, I think, in this game. Because those 2 middle bases are kind of the ones where you'll break stalemates. Whoever gets them is going to be able to break through their opponent, basically.
Yeah. But at this point, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Oh, these queens.
Well, that's not normally what you see, is mass queens killing off the SCVs at the gold base here.
Perfect arc, too.
Oh, that Ultra's going to come out, man. They're going to break the glass.
Break him out. They're trying to avenge him. It's like Planet of the Apes or something, man. They're like recovering all the monkeys that were in the zoo.
Strong.
I mean, these Ultras are very strong together, and I don't think KeeN is ever going to get maxed in this game, if I'm not mistaken.
He's only got 4 tanks right now. Like his army, his army is not good enough.
Yeah, 4 Cyclones,
Yeah,
3
Cyclones,
Liberators.
I mean, the lock-ons do pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying the numbers numbers here are just not what you want.
And he is going to run out of resources here relatively soon.
Yeah.
Like, we really need him to take top left. It's such an important thing. Like, he needs that base, but it's going to be hard to get up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's waiting for it.
Yeah, he's posturing, and I mean, even that creep is going to take so long to dissipate. KeeN is able to try and get that, but here we go, another big attack coming in, and those banelings making big connections. Yep.
GG is called. Rogue going to take the 3-0. KeeN bringing out some interesting strategies, but Rogue just entirely too strong. I mean, there's really not another way to put it. He is in another class from almost everyone, and almost everyone is a group that KeeN is in.
Yeah, you said it pretty well. I mean, I like the gameplay there in Game 3 from KeeN. Like the strategy, it seemed like it was very cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have done better if he had a little bit more time to consolidate. But
even the initial push, if the Overlord hadn't come in, maybe he can get some damage done with that. Maybe.
Yeah. Tough series there for KeeN as we're going to be going into an interview here with our winner, Rogue.
Rogue defeats KeeN in a convincing fashion, and he moves on to the round of 8. Congratulations, Rogue. Thank you. You are the 3rd person to move on to the round of 8 today, Rogue. How do you feel? Well, these days, I think my form is getting really good. So I knew that I would win today, and that I would move on to the round of 8. And for the remaining 1 week, I'm going to try really hard for my next match. And in the online tournaments, in the finals, you played against Maru twice. At that time, Rogue, you showed phenomenal performance. So, how has it been? Well, the match today wasn't that different to my usual scrim games. I normally don't lose to Terran that much. So, you know, today match just felt like another ladder match. And Rogue, you didn't use the Mutalisk, you didn't use Lurkers today. So why was that? These days, you know, when I play the ZVT, I just gotta use the Zerglings and maneuver them properly to win. I don't need the Lurkers, I don't need the Mutalisks. And it feels like all I need are Zerglings and Banelings. And you just mentioned that you're confident in your form right now. And during the time you play against Maru, did it have any influence on you? You know, playing against really good players, it really helped me develop as a player, and it has really benefited me in the late phase of the games. So if I do go to the Super Tournament Finals this time, I do want to play against Maru in the really long macro game. And your next opponent in the round of 8 will be either Dark or Creator. And Ro, you have always been Dark's nemesis in the past, but these days it's been quite neck and neck. So what do you think? You know, these days I win almost all ZVZs, and I only lose to Dark. And in the important online match, I actually lost to him too, so I do want to take my revenge against him. And today was a very one-sided victory for you, Rogue, a 3-0 victory. And it's been quite a while since you stood in front of the fans here today. So anything you want to say? I'm really thankful to the fans for being here at this late night. And please come again to support my next match. Once again, congratulations, Rogue. Thank you.
All right, we'll see who he is going to be playing up against after a quick commercial break when we go with Dark against Creator. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.